to you myself Dinesh Sharma from RPIIT Technical and Medical Campus Karnal. Today I am going to discuss about organization chart of food and beverage departments. If we talk about the organization chart of food and beverage departments, it's the hierarchy of the food and beverage department, or also called the organization structures of food and beverage department. It is basically identify the designations of the hotel staffs, where he can work and what are the duties and responsibility of the specific person. We call it organizational structure. If we talk about the general manager is a person who is manage the whole departments of the hotels, or controlling, planning and directing all works are done by the general manager. General manager can take the meeting according to the time. They can guide his staff, they can guide the managers, and they can also meet with lower level staffs in a month, or they can also taking the briefing and debriefing of the staffs, and also checking the sales of the hotels, what, and they can also set the targets of the hotel, how we can achieve, and how many target or how many earning we can do in a 1 month. These all works are done by the general manager. And if we talk about the F&B manager means food and beverage manager. Food and beverage manager is the head of the F&B department in the hotels, and who can basically done each work. For example, increase the sales of the food and beverage department. They can do new inventions, and they can find out the new ideas. So that's why the food and beverage sales will be increased in your hotels. So that's why the more party will be coming in your banquets, and more guests are coming in your restaurant. So all these works are done by the F&B manager, and F&B manager is also control the staff, planning work, directing work. All the works are done by the F&B managers, and F&B managers is the head of the F&B service department. If we talk about the sub parts, there have some sub parts of our F&B departments, like food and beverage production department. It is basically a department and interlinkage with the F&B department. And if we talk about, there is a designation for executive chef. Executive chef is basically the head of the food and beverage production department. They can see all the works what are going on in the cuisines or in the kitchen. It's checked by the executive chef. So how much quantities are coming, and they can also maintain the stocks, and all the activities held in the kitchen controlled by the executive chef. If we talk about the chef de cuisine is the he can work under the executive chef, and they can also doing the planning related work, planning, controlling related works. And if we talk about the chefs like as chefs work in Indian Comi 1, Comi 2, Comi 3rd, and Indian section, Tandoor section, bakery section, continental section. So according to that, they can divide it and work smoothly in the kitchen area. If you come in on restaurant is basically a commercial establishment where the chairs and tables are having, and guest comes and place his order, and the a la carte menu are there in restaurant. Basically from choice from the card, we call it a la carte, and headed by the restaurant manager is the head of the restaurant, and they can see all the activities work what are going on in the restaurant. They timely checking the briefing and debriefing of the staff, They also told if any VIP or CIP coming in your hotels, everything should be discussed by the restaurant managers, and they also maintain the sale of the hotel or sale of the restaurant. If we talk about the head waiter is the designations and who work in the restaurant. They can maintain their duties and responsibility. They can see what's are going in the restaurant and all how they can serve the food. They can check the stewards and control each staff taking briefing and debriefing. All the activities are controlled by the head waiters. And if you talk about the senior captain is the head of a particular their sections and they can control everything. They can take the briefing and debriefing on times and he can report to the head waiters. And if you talk about the waiter is the person who can responsible for serving the food in the restaurant and he can report to the senior captain. And now we come on the bar. Bar is the place where alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverage are served to the guest, and there is the headed by the head barman. Head barman is the person who can control every activities are going in the bar. Like they can take the briefing and debriefing and coordinates the staff according to the situations. And if you talk about the bartenders is the person who can stand at the front bar and doing the service to the guest and taken the guest orders. And if you talk about the wine waiters is the person specially for serving of the wine to the customers and reports to the head barman. And if you talk about the cocktail waiters is basically responsible for making the cocktail. Cocktail waiters is reported to the head waiters. And if you talk about the room service is a department which is responsible for doing the service in the guest room and the headed by the room service manager. Room service manager is the person who can control all the activities are going in the room service. He can timely check the staff can doing a proper work or not. He can do the guide. He can do guidance according to the time what you will do and what will you do. And if we talk about the shift in charge is the head of that particular shifts like a morning shift, evening shifts and night shift. Each are work in the hotel. And if we talk about the stewards is the person who can serve the food in the guest rooms. And if we talk about the banquet is specially for the marriages, functions, birthday parties, and kitty parties. If we talk about banquet manager is the head of the this particular department who can control all the activities and we can also see this how much sales in a particular day and how we can increase or how we can achieve our target. And if we talk about the banquet sales executive is reports to the banquet managers and he can responsible for increase the sales of the hotel. If we talk about the banquet senior captain is the head of that particular sections or particular team. They can control these teams according to the time. They can guide and if any mistakes is done by any staff, they can rectify it and taken the feedback of the customers by the time to time. If we talk about the stewards is also responsible for serving the food in the banquet. So thank you to all of you. Please like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel. If you have any doubt, please text me at dis@rpiit.com.